Guys, thank you so much for tuning in onto another episode on the Creative Perspective. We hope you draw value from this episode. And if you do, I ask that you may share it with your friends and your family, whoever might need this episode. Please do share it with them so it can add value to them as well. We do not have all the answers. We are not know it alls. But if we don't have an answer, we will go out there and find the answer. We'll find the right person with the answer and we'll present that answer back to you. So if you have questions, please feel free to comment below. Please feel free to let us know the type of things you want us to speak about in future on future episodes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please give us a like, give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe so you never miss out on another episode. Thank you. What direction means and if you are in the right direction. If because a lot of people might feel like they're on a path that they should not be on.
Directions is it all? It's 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 a pathway that takes you somewhere, even if it's a dead end.
Hmm.
It's a direction. In a direction, you will see like on the road as well. It accompanied with signs.
Hmm.
It's a direction to say like if you planning to go to Johannesburg, it's gonna tell you exactly must head on to the N2 N1. It's so many kilometers
Yeah.
and all that. But guess what? Any direction or the path that's going to lead you to something has already designated places that you know. If you are from PE to Johannesburg, there's every 2 hours a petrol station. That's to tell us to fuel up because the people knows that build that thing. A car, it takes you 2 hours to can get the refreshment to fill up again and all that. But let me tell you, the, there has been times where we have ignored such things. And that is what a direction is all about. A a certain direction you're gonna go into a place, but guess what? All things are been prepared before you got. And now it takes me back to the word of God that God says to Jeremiah, I know the plans I have for you. It's actually what he is telling him is that I have directions for you.
Hmm.
I have directions for you, but it depends on you.
Hmm. And I think with that said, like you mentioned, you're on the path to the direction to Johannesburg. Every 2 hours is a petrol station. There are signs that says go here, go there.
Mm,
How many times do we have signs in our lives but we don't follow it?
mm,
How many times are we supposed to fuel up but we continue burning out?
mm.
And that is a cause of misdirection. That is a cause of misdirection.
May it be like in a in a workplace. The direction says, managing director, you want to head there in that direction. But now the sign says computer courses. I don't need that. You're just driving, just driving. Now you get to the next stop in the company where it says communication skills. There's a week course for that. I can't do that because I have to work late.
Yeah.
You ignore it. Now the day comes that it's been announced on the notice board. Now you are skilled, you are everything, you have the drive to work and everything. But guess what? On that day, they ask, they say the requirements
Computer skills.
computers, communication skills. And guess what? Now we want to get offended because we have ignored the directions and the signs that showed us this is what we're gonna need to get there. You get what I'm saying? Because they knew it's not just skill that would keep you there. You're gonna need this when this will not be a factor, but it's important. But I'm gonna need this computer more than the skill that I might have. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to have communication skills because it's not my skill that's gonna work now. My end. It's I will have to communicate with people when I am in a managing director position. So I'm gonna speak 99.9 now, but because I've neglected that, now there's consequences for that. So what the direction is like, you you must know what you're gonna need. But before you take the the road or you hit the road, you must check the car first. Am I compatible? Are the tires pressured properly?
Yeah.
Is there antifreeze or water that you service the vehicle? Like, is there a spare tire? A lot even don't know where a jack is of a car because they don't take time, they don't take the manual out. And it's like with Jeremiah, like God told him, if you meditate on this, your path, the direction you're going will be successful. So it's important for us to first meditate. If you are like on a trip, is everything there? Is there water because it can be hot on the road? Whatever. Are we prepared for the journey in the direction that we are about to launch out into? So
See,
yeah.
that's so powerful, and that's so refreshing, because many of us don't want to do things because we don't think it's a part of our journey. We don't think it's a part of our direction. If I want to be successful one day, yeah, I want to have this and that, and I want to have this financial free life, but I don't want to do woodwork. I don't want to cut grass. I don't want to work with people, or I don't want to do A, B, and C. All the things that you could be doing to build your skill, because you don't just get to where you want to be by just going in a straight line and getting there. There's a lot of things you go through in your life. That means you'll be doing things you don't want to do. It's going to be things that makes you uncomfortable. But if it's a part of your journey, you'll know that you'll have to do it. But
True.
because you don't follow signs, you don't follow the signals, you don't follow the road, you're just going, you are going in a blind direction.
It's like I say that there are a lot that make use of the road without a license.
Even that too.
Without a license, in will they get to Joba?
Yeah.
They will, but that even if there's a roadblock or a traffic ahead and you don't have license, everything within you will turn red. Everything within you will turn red. Why? They don't know you have a license, but because you know you don't have it, that makes the difference. You will pass the roadblock, yes, but the thing within, you know that this is not the right thing, but you're still doing it. And how many of us still has that opportunities where God allows not approve of it, where He allowed you maybe to get away with this first thing that you thought no, and now you say you're making fun. Yeah, the cops didn't get me, and this and that and that, but not knowing it's to your own detriment. It's like I say that we have to equip ourselves for the journey that is ahead of us.
Mm.
When going on our journey or our purpose, we have to know in which direction, what we're going to need before we get there. So it's like a hiker. He doesn't go with a suitcase. It's also a bag,
Mm.
but is it the proper bag? No, because he has to have a backpack. You get what I'm saying? So the direction you might feel overwhelmed in that is because you might not have the right gear for the journey you're on or the direction. You're going with shoes, which is not wrong, but it's not for the
It's
right.
not meant for that. Yeah.
Yes. You see, so there are a lot of things that goes in but in hand with with taking a direction.
Mm.
It's like at the job that a lot of us, well, it's the systems of this world that ask for your CVs.
Mm.
And guess what do they put on? Because it's a quite quote in that I work good under pressure. Whoever works good under pressure, that's a lie from pit of hell. That speaks about lack of planning.
Mm.
If you are under pressure, you are mistakes
Mm.
is evident. You will make mistakes most of the time. But if you are like at peace and you plan the thing, even if a thing goes wrong,
There's no pressure.
there's no pressure.
Or at
Because,
least not on you.
because it has been
Dealt with.
bargained for.
Mm.
There has been room for that as well. Because you are at peace. It's the guys that are at peace. You must check them like on the journey.
Mm.
Look like the comrade, the runners.
Mm.
Put me there. The first 10 Ks, dan moet ek op 'n stretcher gaan. I will run myself onto a stretcher.
Mm.
Was it the wrong direction? No. I wasn't equipped properly for enough prepared for that journey, for
Sure.
that direction. But the ones that knows the direction they have to run, have prepared for that. That's why they can endure.
Mm.
One sign that you are not in the right direction at the times can be one of it can be that you are on the wrong track.
Mm.
You are in the wrong direction.
Mm.
Make it done. But a lot of us don't want to because it's like a lot of us wants to do now Uber.
Yep.
That is one direction that a lot is on, but there are some that has been called to do that
Yes.
because they see the money, the others, the one see the call because he likes driving. But you go in for the money, and guess what? A lot knocks you.
Mm.
And now you say, no, it's not. Yes, it isn't for you. Stop it. Get off that track. It's not your lane. Get on your own track and run in your direction.
You see, the thing with that, to add on to that, is that people do that, no? And then they get to some form of success on the wrong track, and then they are, let's say, they are much older by then, and all of a sudden they're like, but I don't feel this is what I was supposed to do with my life. And then they want to change direction. Then they want to go and either study to be a doctor or to start this business or to start that business. A lot of people are on wrong tracks, not knowing it, succeeding at it because they followed certain steps, but then it was not their calling. It was not what they were meant to do.
That's why the word of God in the book of Proverbs, I think, where he says, train up a child in the way that they should go. It's like actually saying, give them direction, the right direction. And a lot of us as parents in the millennial time, I can say is that a lot of our kids, because of the status quo that my kid is going to be a doctor, my kid is going to be this and that and that. Is it wrong? No. All that I'm saying is, parents out there, be very careful when selecting a career or something for your kids. I don't say leave it all to them. All that I'm saying is we play a huge role in that. We have to acquire from the Lord to ask, must they go to that varsity? Must they go in the medical field? Must they go as a nurse? Must they go as a whatsoever? Because they can be a simple driver. But then, because of what we think is the right thing, we drive them in this direction. But God wanted them to go in this direction. And by missing that, we do all of these things just at the end of the day to find out our kid was on varsity, did what the parents want them to do, but they fell pregnant. They dropped out. They met up with the wrong kids. Drugs was, they were exposed to drugs, partying lifestyles, and that all. Now we want to come back and say that, yeah, if I'm not saying that this is what will happen to each kid. All that I'm saying is that before we go and we want to get our kids in a certain direction, let us as parents acquire from the Lord to say, Father, must my kid go to this school? Must my kid attend to this varsity? Must my kid do this?
And I think there's also signs to that as well, where parents can see the signs of what is coming from the child as well.
But at the times we are blind because we are so driven by degrees. A lot of people have so many degrees, more than a thermometer, or what do you call it? The world is full of degrees, but yet we have a child that heads into a wrong direction. How sad it is, will it be to know that we as parents have spent so much time trying to give our kids the best, but it's in the wrong direction.
Sure.
So not all are called to be that and that and that. If that kid would have went to be the simple driver, as a lot of us are seeing it, but that kid are saving lives because people can get into that car that morning that has a plan to take their life, but because of that kid, that boy or that girl being on the road, it's a niche from the Spirit of God. And just to speak to that one person, that will change their whole trajectory from not killing themselves. So what will be best to have that testimony, or the testimony to find out that our kid was caught at varsity, or on that place or in that place with something that they were not supposed to do, but it's because we wanted that. You see. So at the end of the day is that we have to, with our directions, we have to consult God, get counseling, get guidance, and then we go on to that road. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot to take in, a lot to sink in.
Definitely.
Direction, that is the icing on top of the cake for direction. And not just in regards to parents with their children, but for everyone in any situation, in any role you play, to get the direction from God. I would suggest people taking that time out, seeking guidance from God, speaking to God. That is your therapy. That is your meditation. That is what will get you to, because whenever you have a lot of things in your mind that you never ever get to express, that you never ever get to speak about, you become frustrated. You don't get to make clear decisions. You don't get to have a clear cut direction on your path, because there's so many things that are unspoken, so many things that has not come out.
And it's like I say, it somewhat takes me back to think on the direction. Like if you are like on a road now, you have planned to be there in Johannesburg, say at 12 o'clock, because you know the time it will take you. But now, is to find out there's a roadworks on the road. And now you become frustrated, and now you taking like a gravel road, thinking this will take you to Johannesburg, just to find out this road is a dead end. Took me to the lion's den, where the lions roam. And how many of us at times in life, on the journey, on this direction with God is for your life, you head into offenses by just sitting in the roadblock and making use to say, Father, irrespective of this roadblock or this roadworks, I'm gonna take this and get out of my car and ask everybody up in the cars that is standing behind me, how are you? Can I pray for you? You turn that stop into an evangelizing time, where a lot of us take that as you become impatient. And you know what? If you are impatient, you become retarded. We don't think straight. That's why a lot of us, after our actions, now we have regrets. I shouldn't have done that. It's because we didn't take time out and see what good is there in this delay now. You see, now a lot heads on to another
Alternative routes,
other directions. Whereas there are at times when you get to a place where there's roadblocks or stops, there are other alternatives, but you can't see it because you are at the back. Now you become impatient. You get
so it's very important not to lose your patience or become frustrated on your path, on your direction.
Yes.
Because there might, or there will definitely be
There's signs,
there's signs, there's roadblocks, there's roadworks, and that definitely will be there, because that comes in the form of problems. It comes in the form of challenges, or whatever you might call it.
That's it.
And that's to test you. That's to check. Did you learn from the previous signs? Did you take note on your journey for you to be able to grow? That's the only way, because obviously your journey means you are getting closer to your destination. Your goal is to get closer to your destination you have set for your vision for yourself in your life.
That's it.
So that means you need to continue growing on that path.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, growth needs to take place. But taking a route you are not supposed to be taking is taking a...
If you are traveling alone, you have to make sure that, hey, am I on the right track? Ask people, because it's like Johannesburg. If you are alone on this road, people that are on Johannesburg, there will be cars. You will always get people with a registration GP or something where you can follow, like, because there will always be somebody that went the road before you.
Yes.
Always. But if you are alone, there are some times where you will drive alone, but it will be for a short space of time. but not the whole journey.
Not the whole journey.
So if you're the direction you find yourself in now tries to isolate you, or you want to be alone all of the time, no, you are heading in the wrong direction, because God says He will always have somebody who can come to you, man. You get
Sure.
what I'm saying? I will never leave you,
No,
nor
for
will I
sure.
forsake you. How will God come down and be here for you?
Not probably not.
Not in person, but He will use somebody.
Mm.
Always use somebody. Might be a donkey or cat or a piece of paper that will blow against your windscreen that would have words on the wrong track. You are heading in the wrong direction. You will do that.
Mm.
But we have to pay attention to all these signs that
Mm.
comes along. So yeah, with that said, thank you to our viewers and our listeners. Hope you enjoyed it. And one request is, if it add value to you, just make sure that you share it with somebody else. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.